It's a revolutionary act to spread the link, newswars.com or infowars.com. It's a revolutionary act to share our videos, take action. It's a revolutionary act to start your own show. Whatever you do, just get the word out. It's an info war. Student reports noose hung outside room. Turns out it's to be a lost shoelace. Meanwhile, the political correctness hysteria is intensifying. That's on newswars.com. Research, Islam now world's most common official state religion. Yeah, because they make it the state-run religion. They don't tolerate anybody. But we're just supposed to let that on in, you know. Like, I'm not joining a cult, man. You're not going to put me under it. Not going to happen. Lexi, calling from Austin, Texas. Thanks for holding, Lexi. I'm going to go to Ian, Josh, and others. Lexi.
No problem. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so I have kind of a theory, or I guess a question of, is this legit thinking? But everyone's looking into Mary Lou and her past, this and that, and
what about the brother? What about all the other brothers?
What about the brother? Yes, and I'm like, dude, they so could have done this together. And
oh, that brother is so suspicious. I've never seen someone so disingenuous. He just screams weasel.
Absolutely, and he would be the crazier one to go through it, maybe even talk Stephen into it, and then before he leaves, he cuts those cameras, pops one in his brother, and leaves. And now he's on. Well,
I don't want to say that with any evidence, but obviously he's got 4 other brothers, family. They're all intertwined. If all this stuff we're hearing about the gun room, secret, and all this other stuff in the airplanes, and now he gave them all money, clearly they're all accomplice suspects. I'm not saying they're accomplices, but yeah, the FBI, the police, everybody should be basically in their business. They should already all been raided. They should all be searched. I agree. Focusing on the woman, I think, is a diversion.
Yeah, and the brother, Eric, I think is his name. He would have time to get on a plane because it's right there by the airport. Get back to Orlando before the morning. Where are his records of his?
Well, listen, there's other brothers. There's other brothers. Here's the deal. We don't know that. Okay, I'm just saying the guy's squirrely. Maybe he just is super quirky. But I hear you, Lexi. Anything else? Lexi, you got any other points?
Oh, I didn't know if you were still there. No, that's really it. I just think, his brother, there's more going on with him than we're getting knowledge of.
That is certainly a fact, Lexi. Thank you. You're 100% right. I mean, the police say, guaranteed he had help. What's the exact quote here? Did not act alone. Says there's no way that he acted alone and that they're looking into radicalization. Bingo. Let's go to Ian in Arizona. You're on the air, Ian.
Hello, Alex. Good to talk to you, man. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. I just wanted to go through a couple quick points with you.
You know what? I didn't look at the clock. I apologize. You got to hold 1 more minute. Stay there, Ian. I'm going to come right back to you, finish up with Ian and Josh. I apologize, Ian. I didn't look at the clock right. We got a new clock. Things are a little bit different. I'm getting used to it. We're taking phone calls on our board here in Austin, Texas. When we come back, we'll go right to Ian for a couple minutes, and then Josh, then hand the baton to the one, the only, NoMoreFakeNews.com proprietor, John Rappaport. And remember, John Rappaport had that site 15 years ago. So we got the whole fake news wars going on right now. Well, he originally said no more fake news. And so the father of exposing fake news will be taking over. By the way, he's been emailing me. We've been talking. I've been too busy to get back with him. I need to. He's going to also start doing reporting for us in the field on the East Coast in the South. So that's going to be happening. So a yes to your plan, John. We need to get that going. So much more straight ahead. You know, it's really sad that so much of the information we popularized, globalism, deep state, martial law, new world order, vaccine death, black ops squads, false flag, is now just common vernacular. But I did all this knowing that historically, if somebody got the jump on the globalists, they'd fail. And that if people said, wait, you have an unelected planetary world government run by people that are anti-prosperity, who use medical tyranny to control us, Why would we go along with this? Once you expose that globalism's real and the IMF and World Bank are real and the TPP's real and Congress can't see the secret agreements, people are going to say, no way. People said, oh, look, they're beating everybody up in Catalonia. Alex, you said they were going to break away. Look, now they're even breaking away more. It was like 80% wanted to break away. Now it's 95%, and the taxes aren't getting paid, and the cops are all getting thrown out of the hotels, and Catalonia is going to break even harder with Spain now. Just like Brexit. They pass it. Now they're trying to fight it. It'll be even stronger now. My parents were just in England and Scotland for 2.5 weeks. They were mobbed by listeners. People in France, last time they were there, would say, Jones, you know Jones, like Alex Jones? They all were his parents. Oh, that's it. I'm driving you around for 3 days for free while you're here. Wouldn't take money. Same thing happened to him in Greece. Same thing happened to him in England. And I'm not bragging about me, folks, but Nigel Farage said last time he was on that half the people that joined UKIP in the last decade were from my show. And that's just because we were the only thing that was actually covering UK news and telling them about the EU and broadcasting. Anybody could have done it. I was just one of the first to do it in electronic mass media effectively. I drool over all these new good-looking studios and really smart talk show hosts that get it. I want to be obsolete. Believe me, I don't want to be the one that gets the hostage rescue team called, that they were inside the room with the Islamic stuff and all the rest of it, and have it all come out and be true. You think it's fun to be that right? You think it's fun to have them? And I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know this is real, and we're winning. We're winning. People like John Rappaport, 25 years ago, he was already out there fighting the globalists before I even got on air. And I didn't know he'd been on air 5 years by the time I discovered him, like in 1996, doing TV interviews with, with people like David Icke, you name it. He'd worked at, for major networks, newspapers. He was aware from the inside. He went and exposed it. And so that's what's so exciting. This is our time now to come together and realize the truth. And all the panicking and all the pushing and all the freaking out is being done by the globalists because they're weak. John's taking over here in just one moment. I promised to finish up with Ian, but we had a caller, a lady that just called from Texas, from Austin, and she was saying, why aren't they looking at the rest of his family and his 4 brothers who act, the one brother acts completely disingenuous and classically weasel-like. He's beyond snake-like. The snake tries to be low cover and kind of calm, and this guy's like Pennywise or something, Oh, you'll float. Come down here. There's clowns and balloons, and there's horses and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and there's elephants too. You're going to like it. Just get closer. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but everybody looks at him, changing his stories, flip-flopping. Here it is. They're wanting to take him into custody right now. This is just breaking. Vegas shooter Stephen Paddock's younger brother is wanted by cops. Oh, he's got warrants out for all this other stuff. Little petty stuff like speeding tickets and all this. But now they suddenly want him. Think so? He's incarnate weasel. He's half weasel, half fox, half fruit bat. Yes, I know you can't be 3 halves. That's a joke, folks. They actually have pieces where they think when I make the man-bear-pig joke, they go, Jones really believes that things can have 3 halves. No, it's called satire. But they've actually had pieces on that, on the Young Turks, saying, I don't know that. See, preying on their audience so they can feel official and powerful. But let's go to Ian in Arizona. Thanks for holding. Go ahead and make your point, sir.
Yes, sir. I just want to say again, thanks, Alex, for everything you do, long-time listener. I am an African-American Trump supporter, and I appreciate that we have your channel to watch, man, because with all the fake news going on, it's hard to get through the lies. But anyways, the points I wanted to get past was, first, quick point, Jimmy Kimmel. I think it's pretty ironic with all the propaganda he's pushing that his actual, and I think a lot of people know this, his actual recording studio is an old Masonic building. And I'm not trying to demonize all Masons, but we do know that there are secret societies. So I just think it's kind of funny that, he records all these videos and says all this propaganda outside of an old Masonic building.
Absolutely. Well, he plays dumb. When I know people that know him, he's been into guns. He reportedly, he told people he liked me like 5 years ago. I know people used to co-host the Man Show with him and stuff. He is a political whore now, trying to take my rights and your rights, and that's why I'm going after him. How dare him say we're involved in dirty business as gun owners when he's got private security and owns guns? He's a hypocrite to boot. He could have his views if he didn't have all those guns and bodyguards. You get where I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. Other thing I want to say was two more points. The other thing, the other caller said something about Steve Pachenik. I like him. He says some good stuff tactically sometimes, but I was wondering the same thing if maybe he was still kind of connected a little more to the CIA than we might like. I mean, I know that you have connections with the CIA, like not like that, but people that you talk to that you can get information from. You've got connections from everywhere. That's what you do. You're a journalist. You're a researcher.
Sure. Well, let's be clear. Let's be clear. The CIA is a giant, sprawling, secret government. It's the biggest part of it. It's been around since 47, parts of it before that. It's a whole bunch of different factions. Some would say 7 different factions, whatever. So, of course, Pachenik's he never get out of it at that level. He used to run major operations. And I never know what weirdness he's involved in. He's a really smart guy. He's done a lot of good stuff. But also, I've seen the videos. It's ridiculous to say those people weren't actually shot. And you got to ask what's going on. And I have seen him flip-flop and, do some things lately about the generals taking over and how it's bad and how they've gone too far. And then a week later, he admonishes me and saying there's no problem. And I think a lot of it is people, have folks grab him by his short hairs and let him know who's boss. Me, I'm a kamikaze. I don't care what the threats come through, what goes on. People never even hear about it. I just say, do whatever you're going to do. I'm not stopping. So we'll just see who's the bigger man at the end of the day. And I'm not saying he's sold out or anything. I just know he's smart and knows that that's not accurate. But I don't want to get off into him. Maybe I'll have him on in a few days about he'll just blow up and, have something. I mean, look, he's entitled to his opinion. I have mine. Anything else, Ian?
Oh, yeah. The last thing I want to say was that I also believe that we really need to, and I say this because how far we're going. And I mean, I still love that you do news every day. I watch you every day. I started off watching your documentaries, but I really do think we need to look back at some of the things that the people have put out, like the Tex Mars and even the William Coopers. I know you guys had your beat back in the days, but I feel like we have to look back to the times of what happened.
I totally agree. In fact, I already told Rob Dew. No, he told me, and I was already thinking it the same day. We need to get back to all the basics, cover each area, vaccines, electromagnetic radiation, the occult, the different power structures. I totally agree. Thank you so much. We're going to go to break, and I'm going to come back and hand the baton to nomorefakenews.com proprietor, and we are going to let him get to all the news he's got to cover. But just listen briefly. Take what you're bringing up there just about something like William Cooper. I had no beef with William Cooper. I understood how talk radio worked. He was a shortwave guy. I was also on shortwave, but also AM and FM stations. And so he started fights with me and criticized me and talked bad about me, I guess because he thought I was competition. And I thought it was funny because I knew that other talk show hosts would start fights with the other one, but if you didn't respond, you would just get their audience. So, see, Cooper didn't have other talk show hosts on. Rest in peace. Did a lot of good work. Great talk show host. I have everybody on. I had Gavin McInnes on, and they have a direct CRTV that would see itself as a competitor. You don't see those shows having me on. You don't see all the other outfits having me on because they're Breitbart, because they're all about they're in charge. They control the conservative movement. I'm just about winning and defeating the globalists. So I'm not in all that. I'm not involved in that. The only other guy that's like that is Matt Drudge. He's promoting everybody to win the fight because we're in a serious battle. All right, John Rappaport, straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.